Hello everyone, welcome back to another Let's Play. Today we are starting a new Scarlet Hollow run through. I finally figured out that one of the romance candidates is actually romanceable. In chapter 4 I thought they were, and then I was like, oh, it's actually this person. But then the developers actually confirmed that he is a romance option, so we are going to go try to romance him. Actually, I have a list of things I want to do this run through. The first one is try to get different things than what I got in my first run through. The second one is I want to be friends with Tabitha. So I'm going to try to include her more. Romance, Sam Wayne. And we're also going to do a hardcore mode. To make life so much more difficult, we're doing hardcore mode. This is going to be a very, very painful run through, I feel, but I think it'll be fun. So let's just jump right into it. Maybe. Every trait in Scarlet Hollow provides an opportunity to avoid making a game-defining sacrifice. Hardcore mode removes these opportunities, but you'll be able to select the third trait. Even with your new abilities, this is the darkest world state. By clicking continue, you agree to suffer. So, we will get 3 traits. But at the end, for the decision, things can get fucked. Because we can't use our traits. And I'm pretty sure my traits have saved my ass a few times. But let's see, let's suffer. Okay, so since we are romancing Sam Wayne, I don't want to put Bean there. So we're going to use the guy version of Bean, which is Bacon. So we have Bean Scarlet and Bacon Scarlet. Also, was the breathing in the original? Because, like, I don't remember it. Like, the last time I first played this game was, like, February. But I don't remember the breathing. Oh, let me move a little bit. So, yeah. We're gonna go oh, that's female. Oopsies. Well, that shows how dumb I am. So, for my first run through, if you have not seen it, I had the powerful build and talk to animals. Now, we get 3 for this one. So I want to see what the other ones are like. Strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Keen eye, observant with a knack for picking up small details. Empathetic. Street smart, good at lying and hard to lie too. Fast talker, you can read people and read the room. No door can hold you. Okay. Book smart, well read and rational. Possesses a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. Hot. Extremely good looking. A natural flirt. People just like you. Probably because you're a good person. So for me, I kind of want to go mystical. I want to do keen. And then I kind of want to do talk to animals. Just because there was a character we missed in my original run through. And I am so upset we missed him. So we're gonna have mystical, talk to animals, and keen eye. And we're gonna confirm. Let's go. I have to remember to save in a different save file. Also, hopefully I'm muted enough so my coloring matches the game. Alright. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Oh, this is new. But it was almost more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made, because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called you, you knew what had to be done. That is interesting. We didn't get this with my OG build because we have Mystical. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyways, as I was saying, I forgot about this dude. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland, looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. You do your best to keep a blank face, waking up and by extension, accidentally giving this strange man permission to keep talking to you was a mistake. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. Oh, we had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and jeez. You ever just get so mad you just want to kill somebody? I feel like killing someone right now. I'm trying to remember what I all did. And I'm also trying to do what Bacon would do. So it would be opposite of me. I think I did What's Wrong With You. So let's do Threaten. I kind of feel like killing someone right now. I don't like horrible people waking me up to tell me about their horrible thoughts. What can I say? I'm an interesting guy. You didn't even listen to me. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I don't have the powerful build, so I can't do anything. Anyways, you'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyways, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. This man is like a whiplash. But I don't know if I'm like into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Do you love her? Oh. You were so worked up about the thought of losing her that you wanted to kill her, but now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running away? Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Huh, yeah, good stuff to think about. Oh, so now that I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck what you're saying. Also, I think I need to mute my colors a little more, so give me a sec. Alright, and we're back. So now we're a little bit closer. My red is still super bright, but you know, we'll make do with what we got. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? This man literally doesn't listen to you no matter what. Mystical, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. My mother fled this place many years ago, but she's gone now, and I can feel it calling me back. Some things can only be put off for so long. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Hollower, as they call it in the mountains. And that's the only stop other than... Sorry. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. So if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now, though. Actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up there in the Hollow, you see, and there's always a job listing or two in the boards around there. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I wonder if his buddies are actually characters in the game, like when we go to the mines. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. Oh, this man. He looks back at his phone for once, focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you didn't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts that we're allergic to. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at the gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Screw you and screw you, peanuts. What happens if I eat the peanuts? You've been on the bus for hours on end and can't remember the last time you've eaten. You snatch the peanuts from the stranger's hands, tearing open the bag like a wild animal, not even removing the shells as you consume fistfuls of soggy, savory legume? Legume? I hope that's... words. I figured you would enjoy them. Glad they went to a good home. Well, Bean said she was allergic to them, and like throughout the game, she kept saying, oh, I'm allergic to them. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. I guess I'm just gonna go into shock or something. I don't know. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Yeah, that's called death. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. I'm not really doing a voice this run through, just because I don't want to like wreck my voice. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Bacon. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to try our best to be friends with Tabitha. So let's see what we can do. Don't do that one. I did that one before. How are you holding up? Fine. Are you sure you're alright? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar with my own mom when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. You feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. Damn, this family hates each other. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. See, I feel like we're getting more information just with, like, mystical. You sound like her right now. My mother. She hated this side of the family so much. We don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. Also, she's looking pissed at me, so I think I fucked up. She's the one who left. So the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Do you need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. We didn't completely piss her off that I know of. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. I'm getting so much foreshadowing, I'm just feeling it. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Or foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the ashes and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick in your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen, and the hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's beautiful. Cool, thanks. She's still mad at me. I'm trying so hard. Like, with all the screenshots I saw while trying to draw Stella, I felt like being friends with Tabitha would be easy. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows and the overgrown garden outside. Dread and anxiety grip your lungs, and you can almost feel the ground beneath you start to slip. This place is a step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. This tree, oh. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Alright. Oh, look! So I guess bacon will not be allergic to peanuts. Interesting. Alright, I want to use one of these mystical ones. What if I want to do this one? This place isn't safe, and I don't mean that in the sense of it being perched on a literal cliff. Something is wrong here. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with this country house. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. Girl, I think there's a demon here. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Awesome. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? We got her smile! That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. I thought we... Oh. God. I might want something to eat other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Sweet, thanks. Look at Feel. Cool, good talk. What if I want ice cream? But what if I want ice cream? Then you can buy... Sorry. Then you can buy yourself some at the general store. If you touch my stash, I will know. And there will be consequences. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Oh, approach the creature. Don't try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Oh, the creature ne me parle pas. I'm sorry, little lady. Je ne parle pas français? Of course. A typical American. I shall debase myself by speaking your tongue. But only so that I might insult you directly to your face, you uncultured swine. Very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. That was also Tabitha. And I said I wasn't going to do a voice, but I feel like I'm doing a voice for Tabitha. So, oopsies, I messed up. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces. But for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. You know what? That could be foreshadowing. Let's be real. What could happen in day chapter 5. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Yeah, I remember seeing the bathroom and it being all nasty. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Why would you have toilet paper on the ground? Like, I know I said this in my original run through, but disgusting. Lift the toilet seat. Oh! Well, thank God Bee never used the toilet in her run through. But Bacon, he can just pee in there. He doesn't have to say. He just bleh. Scram, fellas, the jig is up. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. I mean, I can just, I don't have to sit on it. I'm a guy. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good as place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. Girl, I am terrified. Like, why doesn't Janie, like, take care of this place more? Like, I know, Tabitha, like, tells her what to do, but you would think, like, clean the damn, I don't know. Also, I love the wine cup, and it has, like, wine in it with a toothbrush. Whose toothbrush is that? This is the guest bathroom. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. Probably. That's probably gonna be the last chapter. Like, when you leave Scarlet Hollow, you just die. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. Last week, girl, the dust is probably back on them. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Somebody has died here. No, people have died in here. The closet is full. Wow, I cannot speak. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. I need to use mystical. But keen. I want to do keen eye. Hang on. What's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Do you need help moving them? Tabitha eyes you up and down for a moment. No. Why don't you want help moving them? I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know people have died here. Who used to sleep here? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. This is great! Way nicer than what I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever nonsense you're used to in the city. I don't even have IKEA, so silence, Tabitha. I guess I'll start to get settled in. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna piss her off even worse than I did in my original run-through. I don't know what happened when my mom left, but that has nothing to do with me. You asked me to come here, but you're acting all pissed off that I actually came. Can't we just start fresh, now that it's just us? Okay, I'm sorry. I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Okay, so she's... This is good. I wasn't able to get her to open up like this. So this is good. Please, just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you and this spiraling, decrepit estate. So Tabitha in this run-through didn't tell us about the Forbidden Wing, but we're gonna go there because there's someone there for us. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Oh. Huh. Okay. The only thing you've had to eat in the past 8 hours were those boiled peanuts you got from the strange young man on the bus. Suffice this to say, you're still hungry, and a PB&J sounds exactly what you need to take on the rest of your day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife.
We're going to say hello, Frou Frou?
Frou Frou hisses as you draw near and remains firmly in place.
You might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Go away.
Can you tell me about Pearl Ann? I never knew my aunt.
She's dead. I don't waste my time on corpses.
Can you tell me about Tabitha? This is the first time I've met her.
Spare me your life story. Tabitha at least knows not to bother me.
Do you know what's in the sealed off part of the estate?
Nosy, aren't you? But of course I am not surprised. You seem to enjoy poking your head where it does not belong. If you won't take the hint, I suppose I'll have to take things into my own hands.
Furfur lunges at your hand and bites you. Hard. You back away. Let's go to the garden. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Well, I was hoping something mystical would like pop up and like say something. But I'm also looking in the background for someone. I want to see if this someone appears more than what I thought. Because in chapter 4, someone had to like point him out. Like they were like, hey, look by the church. And I'm like, what? And there he was. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Huh. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catches a note taped to the door reading, Janie, stay out, in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, okie dokie. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Take the mayonnaise. Blech. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. I won't do that. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. Why not throw it away? You shove the container back into the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life.
Check the mayonnaise.
You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old the mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar. Its label flaking in your hand? It expired 10 years ago? This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate 5th grade? Just to put it back and forget you ever saw it. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent, for now. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. I really wanna... Oh, wait, I just did that. What the...
I want to see the creature.
Oh, I sometimes forget what happened in the first chapter, and then when I'm here, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, now I remember. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Oh. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. You flip to a bookmark page. Calf's Brain. Teddy's favorite? Serve on toast or plain crackers? Who's Teddy? That'd be Theodore. Oh. I know who that is. Huh. Both Calf's Brain and Aspect are unappetizing enough on their own, and you can only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. Oh, it's interesting. That is so interesting. Because if it's who I'm thinking it is, that is... Huh. I really think Kenai and Mystical is like a really good combination. Like, holy crap. I'm already learning so much more than what I had in the original run through. Like, I'm gonna have to play this game like a million times. You shut the book and put it back in its place. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. You would think with like all the... Oh, there's the book! You can't see it. The book's right there. But you would think with like the extra bread, you would put them in like the freezer and not in the pantry? I don't know. What do I know? All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some peanut butter. Well, we have like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 jars of peanut butter. I think we can find some. The king of nut butters. And only 3% of each jar is... And only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. The only thing you need now is a plate and a knife. Okay, Okay. Well, there's a note right there. The cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. Oh, this was something we looked at before. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes. Even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Bowling Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearlan, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard from your mom, Pearlan wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday party. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Interesting. Grab a bowl. I'll just do that. You grab a plate and a butter knife. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. Oh. You reach for the bowl, but as you pull it down, a blend of vinegar and dead moth splash onto you, immediately staining your shirt. On the back of the bowl is a note that reads, Moth trap, do not touch. Oops. Idiot. Your shirt is now unpleasantly wet. You'll probably change into something clean before you leave the house. You close the cabinet and look back at the rest of the kitchen. Well, wouldn't it fall on Frou Frou too? Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations. You can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Congratulations. You've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance of your room. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but You'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so it's not that surprising. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, she's actually in the mood for conversation. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you need to get it to return to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. We see this again in chapter 3. You close the door behind you. Wait, he was here? I thought he was in the Forbidden Wing. My Dustin! You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. A possum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. I swear to God, I don't remember. How did I miss you?
Afraid.
I know her. Look at his eyes. I know her.
Afraid.
Oh, what's your name, little guy? I'm Bacon.
Dustin.
Oh. Hang on, I want to continue to talk to him. Well, what are you doing in my drawers?
Warm. Dark.
Would you know about the Forbidden Wings? What's in the Forbidden Wings? There's a door with a bunch of locks and chains on it, and I want to know what's behind it. Dustin shivers.
Bad place. Not safe. Doesn't no visit.
Oh. You
Make a cozy nest for your fuzzy friend.
You poor thing, you look cold in there. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them in a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth, somewhat more at ease than before, and looks up at you with his shiny black eyes.
Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this.
And we just close it? You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. Okay, bye, Dustin. Let's take a nap. I don't think... I missed a shit ton of stuff in my original run-through. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. The sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do in here. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Before leaving the house, you rinse off and change into a clean shirt. You're not about to meet new people covered in vinegar and dead moths. Hey, you know what? Maybe Sam Wayne would like that. Because he's kind of stinky too. Another trophy. If you'd just known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. And then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The Hollerer, as the guy on the bus called it, has seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave.
Gretchen! Why, I do declare, who is this stranger, and why does he smell of peanut butter?
Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Bacon.
My, oh my. I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bacon.
That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face pop up in the Hollerer. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep, I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How is she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath.
One of these days, I'll get that Tabitha to pet me.
I haven't seen her since Perlan passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. Oh. Oh, wait, I can use a combo. Let's do this combo. Oh, I got the fusion thing. I don't know how she's doing. The real Tabitha is buried underneath whatever icy front she's putting on. Whoever she is, I don't think many people get to actually see that person. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if it's just the way she is or if she's just been putting up an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. I'm glad you're here. You being in town will probably be good for her, even if she doesn't think so herself. Are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. Ma'am, you dated my cousin. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the Frou-Frou. How does the monster fare? Yeah, I've met Frou-Frou. She might think she's so much better than me, but I will get her. But I will get her to let me pet her.
Ugh.
What? Are Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals, and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds like a southern belle when she talks. Oh yeah, of course, you're joking. And then in my other run-through, she's dating this fool. You and Stella maintain silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards. And do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got into town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee. They've got amazing biscuits. My treat. I think this is Janie and, was it Lily? I think that was her name. Oh, and then the two cops that fucking hate me. Oh my god. It's so nice to like replay it and be like, oh, this is where everything is. Like, it's like all connecting. I like that. I really like that. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavily in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. And then everyone just looks at me. Well, except that guy. And that guy. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Silently. You silently stare at the patrons, unsure of what to say or perhaps unwilling to break the silence. Hey, this is Tabitha's cousin. He just got into town for the funeral. I'm showing him around. Stella moves to the nearest booth and you quickly follow. Look at them gossiping about me. What is this? There's no need to be nervous, you know? They don't bite. As you settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of the conversations around you. Stella turns to Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, two policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. I told you they were whispering about me. That must be Vivian's kid. Never thought we'd actually meet him. Looks so much like her. Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable. That haunted look. Thanks! I always thought it'd go away once she finally got out of this town, but I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. Mm-hmm. A young mother and her syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you. Mommy, who's that? Don't stare, Tulip. That must be Miss Tabitha's cousin. It's Tulip, not Lily. I thought it was Tulip. Oh, so that's why he looks so sad. I would look sad too if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. Do you think Tabitha's cousin is mean too? I don't know. I'll find out next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you gonna finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sweet Pea, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. Who's this? In the far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper. Why are the strangers who wander into town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is it always coal boys, punks, and whippersnappers? Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food. What do you think? Another youngin' looking for mine work? No way. Clearly don't have the stomach for it. That's gotta be the boss's cousin. There's that funeral this week, if I'm remembering right. For old Pearl Ann? Jesus! May she rot in peace. Oh, let the lady rest, Lloyd. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially before they've been so much as lain to rest. If you'd been around in her heyday, you'd be speaking ill too, Tommy. He's right. Nastiest woman I've ever met. That Tabitha is a blessing compared to her. First, the whole lot of them. May every scarlet burn in hell! That's enough of that. Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully placed a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Oh. Okay, now we get the full picture. Oh, you can't even see it. Look at her. Bad thing about having a model, you can't see everything in a visual novel. Anything for you? I'll have a biscuit, please. I heard they were really good. Best in the country. County. Jesus. I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not until Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyways. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. Okay, Saturday we have a party. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. A non-religious community in the rural South? That's gotta be unusual. So we got, like, new stuff to talk about, because I never got any of this. I know, we must seem like heathens. But there are plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Something's telling me this is a loaded question and you've got something in mind. Was it being that obvious? My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there too. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I hadn't known that plate of bacon would be my only main course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. When he says it's on the house, she sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. Mystical. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth, as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is the perfect biscuit. Oh, this is a really good biscuit. I'm glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Avery, I am not famous. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. How does that make you money? Oh, cool. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Bacon. It's amazing. Wait, how do you know my name? Oh, sorry, it's just that most people in town know about you. Sorry, I'm sure that must be creepy. Ah well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The Holler is a small place. Everybody knows everybody, and that includes extended family. Oh, no, who's been talking about me? I never even met this side of the family. What would they even talk about? Your aunt must have been getting it from somewhere. She was always on about something you were up to. Oh, oops. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. What matters is that now people can meet the real you, so it doesn't matter what Pearland may or may not have said. Yeah, you can always make a good first impression and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. Oh god, what was it she was saying about me? Oh jeez, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, don't worry about it. Pearl was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks was kind of her trademark. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be the river one. Not the lake, but, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much of the footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known for a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. Catawba? I need to know how that's pronounced. Let me see how that's pronounced.
Catawba.
Catawba?
Catawba.
Catawba. Okay. Catawba. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure it's a cat, and a big one at that. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell its stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it is, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. It looks like a big cat, so it's got those little kitty ears right there. She looks so mad! Maybe it's a mountain lion. No way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free and now it will forever roam the Catawba. Confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm just gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops. Sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Isn't that just worse, Bigfoot? It's definitely one of the lesser ape-type cryptids, and one of the smellier, according to some sources. They say you should be able to smell it before you see it. Yep, that's what I've heard. I don't know about you, but I find the idea of discovering something previously unknown to be excitement enough, even if it was just worse Bigfoot. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida. But while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? Absolutely, I'd love to come along. That's great. It's been a while since I've had anyone besides Gretchen out there with me. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it's kind of like a blast from the past. Me, Kanika, and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks, and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Girl, no. That is like trying to get someone out of, Alcatraz. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear about that. Do you want me to come by or... Okay, if you're really sure. What if you change your mind? Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met someone cool in town today. He's Tabitha's cousin. I know! Yeah, just here for the week. Anyways, we're going to look out for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hangout. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring him. Talk to you later. Bye, bud. It's so sad how she looks. It's like, oh. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Oh, well, that's his foreshadowing right there. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. but friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems everyone in town has heard awful things about you from your now deceased aunt. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Aw, that's really awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. Oh, there's the church. There's the town. That's, Reese's house. That's the library. So the general store is, like, right there. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Scarlet Mansion, or estate, I should say. Just gonna fall off one day. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a minute. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here? Other than anything cryptid related, of course. Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of the nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Well, I still count it as weird. Oh, Tetanus Lake! That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it, so you could barely tell it was there until you step on it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed. But you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. I have a feeling we're gonna visit Tetanus Lake in the future. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvage a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Are you really expecting to find something out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape just in one night of filming? Oh, that's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping up to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck though, especially when it came to ghosts. This is actually sad, especially when you get to like chapter 4 and like find out more about this. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. This is just so sad, and she even looks sad. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there were actually... I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. Well, there's one a lot closer than you think, I'll say that right now. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they are really out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of the flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk, am I right? What do you think about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. I adore my darling Stella, but she gets the strangest ideas in her head these days. Ever since her parents went away, she's been more and more foolhardily with all this critter nonsense. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. Oh. We're not alone out here, but everything is cut from the same cloth. You've got to meet my friend Kanika's mom. You two would get along. Maybe I would get along better with, Sybil? I think that was her name. Because we both have, like, that mythic thing. Also, this is the first time I've seen, like, something like that. Like a laugh out loud. Let's move on. Did you hear that? Yeah, it's me adjusting my chair. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, Duke. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Oh, Duke, you rascal. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of the darkness? Nah, girly, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for out here anyways? Skunk Ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. Aren't you? Is that? Yep. I see. Well, welcome to the Hollerer. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now, both of y'all, head back onto town, you hear? Best you steer clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and won't be too appreciative if a couple of fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your own business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. But I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chungabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more. I'm sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now, see, this is why I don't need you to come about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what it is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, You don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you'd find... Sorry. Of course you wouldn't find any in one nut of tracking. And I know for a fact that that's what's been getting my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. It's true. There are mountain lions out here, sure as sin. They pee in all the best trees. Can't believe you go... So, I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed yet. Yeah, Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me? You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all sorts of names, just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anyone on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods tonight. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, and you glimpse brief flashes of something terrible to come. Whatever it is, the four of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. See, I feel like the mythic trait is like really good. There's something waiting for us deeper in the woods. It's so interesting to see all these faces of Stella, because like I was nice to her, but now I'm kind of like being rude and weird. Yeah, I know. I'm hunting it. What if it's not a mountain lion though? What if it's... Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around the woods like some kind of paranormal investigator? Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days and the chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. This is more information. I feel like we didn't get to learn about Bo until we saw him in a later chapter. And like, about the state fair and Betty. So I feel like we are getting more information with Mystic, or Mystical. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. As Duke and Stella dig their feet in, the feeling from before gains form and clarity. Somebody here is going to die tonight. Oh. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. One of us is gonna die tonight. Let's just go, Stella. He's the one with the gun after all. Okay, fine. You won this time, Duke. That's right. Now y'all run along home and stay out of trouble. Ooh, the mystic one is kind of scary. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Lead the way. And trust me, we don't have anything to worry about from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail's just up ahead. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Bacon, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive, yet pungent, skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. And keep digging, Gretchies. I can take the camera off your hands now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all of this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but the feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. If I had Mystical in my first playthrough, I would just be terrified. But now that I've already gone through up to the most recent chapters, I'm like, meh, it's fine. I know what's gonna happen. So what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. Keen eye! Oh, we got two! What's wrong is that it's quieter than it should be. The air is a little too still. The creatures of the night a little too absent. These hills are stale. Mystic and Keen Eye are a very good combo. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive. Dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, it's too quiet. This whole hillside feels dead. Now that you mention it, it is a little quieter than it usually is out in these parts. Maybe the skunk ape scared off some of the local wildlife. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. Death has come for us, at last. Goodbye, cruel world. What was that? No need to panic. There's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's go check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. A deer! Let me at him! How dare he infringe upon my dear Stella's personal space? Let me at him! And then it's gone. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh my, seems I was consumed by a blinding rage. How very unladylike. What must you think of me? She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. And they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess? Maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. Excuse you? Though after the outburst came over me, well, I suppose I can see the merit of your concern. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Oh, that got my heart rate up. I am so ready for the hunt. Same for me. How's about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, then we get right into the night's activities. I've got all sorts of the best trail snacks. Let's see, as you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Ooh, extra M&Ms. Oh, I can't put in my peanuts? I guess I ate them on the bus. What's a sesame stick? Oh, maybe you grab a handful of dried apricots. I actually dried these myself. I wound up getting a bunch of apricots for free from Janie a while back and didn't know what else to do with them. It's wild how easy it is to make your own dried fruit. Let's see. Really? Maybe I should try it out sometime. Yeah, you just slice up your fruit of choice and put it in the oven at like 200 degrees, set a timer for 4 hours, and you come back to a whole mess of dried fruit. Do make sure to set a timer though. That's the most important part of cooking, honestly. Never assume you'll be able to tell how much time has passed. I guess that actually applies to a lot of things. Oh, look at Gretchen holding a little stick. You and Stella set... Is that who I think it is? Is this who I think it is? I think it is. I feel like he is the only one with those types of eyes. I think that's our man. Anyways, you and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of the evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me, what's it like in New Zealand? Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Bacon. I live in a closet in a house with 10 roommates. Let's see. I think this is what Bean had, so let's choose something different. I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I didn't find this guy. An old roommate of mine had him move in. Then they just left and stuck me with him. He's not the worst roommate I've ever had, so I can't complain too much. The biggest issue is his complete lack of respect for my boundaries. He sleeps on the couch in the common area most nights, always unclothed. He steals bites of my food, which he thinks he's being really sneaky about. But there's nothing sneaky about taking a huge bite out of a freshly made sandwich than there only being 2 of us living there, even if I'm the one in the other room when it happens. And he infringes on my privacy all the time. If I close the door to my room, he'll just start screaming and sometimes even attack the door until I open it, then just walk away. It's like he has a complex about closed doors. Which, of course, also means he doesn't close the door when he's doing his business. Almost like he wants me to watch him. And at least once a week, he somehow misses and leaves these big pee puddles, which I always wind up stepping in. Oh god, this is like the worst one. It's gotten to the point that I think he's causing lasting damage to the house, and no matter what I say or do, it just doesn't get through to him. Anyways, sorry for the rant, but I could go on for hours about the guy. I mean... Wait. I mean, he's a cat, yeah, but he's a particularly horrible cat, and it's not like I can just give him away or anything. That'd be cruel. Wait, he's a cat? Like the animal? Yeah, his name is Truck. I'm terrified I won't get my security deposit back because of what he's done to the place. So, what do you do for a living? I am fucking screaming. Here I am thinking it's some gross guy. No, it's a creature. That I can live with. Let's see. Ooh, what should I be? Ooh, law firm? That's nice. I think that's something Bacon would be. I was fortunate enough to get hired right out of law school by a big firm, which means I spend 80 hours a week poring over 1,000-page-long documents for people who don't even know my name. So that maybe, possibly, in 3 to 5 years, I can pay off my $250,000 in student loans. Yikes, buddy. And here I figured lawyers were rolling in it. In debt? Yes. If I manage to make it past 3 years of this, I'll be set, but a lot of people don't last that long. Yeah, they don't. Being dropped off at your apartment by a town car every night at 2 a.m., only to have it come back to pick you up 3 hours later, has a way of really stretching things out. That doesn't sound great, not gonna lie. Is it too late to switch up careers? Maybe being a lawyer just isn't what it's cracked up to be. As soon as my debts are paid, I'm moving on to something better. Maybe I'll actually put my degree to good use and try to help people instead of working on mergers and acquisitions. If I don't, then what was all of this schooling and debt really worth? And hey, while you're at it, maybe someday you can actually retire. It's gone. That was Sam Wayne listening like, damn, that man's a lawyer. Also, sorry if you heard that clink. My mushroom little cup holder is too small for my teacup. For a moment, you think you catch something in the tree line from out of the corner of your eye, but before you can see anything, it's gone. Oh, I saw it all right. I think I saw something out there. It might be Skunk Ape. Do your best to pretend it isn't watching us. We don't want to scare it off. What about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Keeping the house in the family? Is it just you then? Yeah, it's just me and Gretchen. My parents died a few years back. But it's okay. I've done my mourning. Life goes on, and we still get to live in our beautiful family home. Just me and Gretchen. It could be a lot worse. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and interesting too. My dad was a bit of a religion legend among... Sorry, religion? It's regional. What? Okay, in my defense, it's getting kinda late. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself. You see, his family didn't have much growing up, so he learned how to hunt and trap and got damn good at it. He always made sure I had food and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. See, this is new information. I didn't know this. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing if I had to. though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. She was smart as a whip and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of 1,600-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. But she was gentle too. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. It's crazy that I know more about Stella's parents in this run-through than I do in the run-through that I'm dating her. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. That's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. Whoa. My stars, what was that? That sound wasn't meant for human ears. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. But the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot into Scarlet Hollow. There's no turning back now. Here it is. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. There's something terrible out there, Stella. Whatever it is, it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me, and let's check it out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. Do stay close, Bacon. Do stay close, Bacon. I wouldn't want any harm to befall you. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Pain. It's all pain. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Well, it probably would have been better if it was eaten. Let's be real. What the hell was that? Oh, hold on. I gotta play that back. Holy shit. It must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. It doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Alright. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Stella, my darling companion, are you alright? Oof. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. You tripped on Betty. Oh no. That poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus, it's still alive. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. This poor chicken has been through hell tonight. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite out of it if you don't stop her. I would never! Something about this bird doesn't smell right. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She squirms against her harness. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerned. Oh. Why am I alive? Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over but still rolling around their sockets with unfortunate life. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. It could be a tumor, it could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? There's something out there. Sorry, wrong person. There's something out there, all around us. I can smell it. There's so many of them. Oh god, Duke scared me. What in Sam Hill are you two doing here? Dare not tell you to. Birdie? Oh, Birdie. What's wrong, darling? Oh, good god. Did you all see what did this to her? I'm listening to the voices and one just said, turn away from here and don't return. Get out. Leave, never return. I never noticed the voices like that, like there was actual voices. We didn't see whatever did this to your bird, but I think we can hear them right now. Don't tell me you're all caught up in Stella's nonsense. Duke, I'm so sorry. We were on the trail when we found her like this. Put that camera away, for God's sakes, girl. I don't want to be in another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this. All swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear what Bacon said? I think they're coming closer. You stay away from my Stella, you mongrels. Alright, and this is one of the big choices we have to make right here. And I know what we need to do. Come out here, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what will happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't no sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab the flashlight and help me line up a good shot. I can feel that white-hot rage from earlier start to wash back over me. I'm going after them. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Quick! They're closing in on us! So in my first playthrough, I had the strength build. So I was able to save Gretchen and also shine the light for Duke. Now for this, in hardcore mode, I don't have that build. But even if I did have that build, I don't think I would be able to do that. Because this is a life or death moment right here. And in order to have a good ending, we probably need to go for Gretchen. And I'll explain a little bit more when we get to that, why I chose Gretchen. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. No! Oh shit! Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it! No! No, 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 no. Oh my god, no. 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 This changes the lore. Holy shit, this changes the lore. You hear a body hit the ground and then, quiet as the chaos fades and the sounds of nature creep back in. Gretchen? Bacon? Duke? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. You? I'm okay. What happened? Did I lose myself again? I apologize for being so easily shaken up. I'll do better. Gretchen. Here, I'll take her. My poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. So either the lore changes in hardcore mode, or the wiki lied to my ass. Duke, are you okay? Oh god. Oh my god, Duke! Holy shit, what do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? So here's the thing. From my understanding, if you had the powerful build and you weren't in hardcore core mode, you could grab Gretchen and shine the light. But I think in the normal mode, you could grab Gretchen and nothing would happen to Duke, because we were told those creatures are harmless. They wouldn't do anything to us. But that motherfucker jumped! So I don't know if the wiki lied to me. Because they also said Dustin was in the, forbidden area. Oh, shit. Well... Hooey! Isn't this what you've been searching for? Those things are real. We should go after them. Well, what happened to Duke? Is there something wrong with him? Why won't he get up? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We need more footage. Come on. Let's go after them before we lose our chance. Lead the way. Oh. As Stella looks for a lead, you notice a faint trail of blood leading into the woods. Duke's shotgun blast must have tagged the creature in their scuffle. There's a lot of things that are gonna change in the story now. Oh, shit. See those bloodstains? I think we have a trail to follow. You're right. Duke must have tagged one of them before he... Let's go before the trail is cold. As you and Stella push through the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. God, they're everywhere. I smell something terribly foul, like a pile of rancid meat. I think we're almost there. The trees are starting to thin out. The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you and Stella stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. Oh, Birdie. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest, and you are surrounded. What is this horrible place? We need to get out of here. More of those swellings. All the animals have them. Or had them. They want us to leave, Stella. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have seen any of this. Yeah, you're right. We have enough footage. Let's get the hell away from this nest before things get ugly. Just as you follow Stella in a mad dash through the woods, so too do the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest. In the highest branches of the trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. We're almost there. As you and Stella reach the main road, the cries of the creatures fade into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they stopped following us.
I certainly can't smell that stench anymore.
I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. Okay, so we're gonna be nice to Tabitha. So we're gonna, like, get her in on this. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried.
It's pretty late, isn't it?
Stella pulls out her phone and dials.
Hello? Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up the mountain on
Ask Gina Trail?
Duke is dead, Earl.
A shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus. Earl, who's gonna tell Bo? I guess now we wait. This is gonna be different too. I never had to deal with the police before. I mean, I did have to deal with the police in the game for the mine, but not chapter 1. We ran away. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby and a friendly older man and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being in the middle of the night. See? Right there. A thing jumps out of the woods, then the shotgun goes off. What in Sam Hill? What is this, some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. As the video reveals the creature's nest, Franklin ever so slightly lowers his sunglasses. A whole bunch of naked maniacs. What the heck is that? Some sort of crop circle? They killed Duke! Uh-huh. Now we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond. If you don't mind. This is evidence. Okay. Let me just try to turn off to save the battery. You notice Stella popped something out of the camera and slide it up her sleeve. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I... Please, call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you exactly? That's Bacon. He came into town today for the funeral. Bacon, as in... Tabitha's cousin, yeah. Damn, didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't a... Never mind. Why aren't you going to do something tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack anyone. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. This is so different from my original run. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left. We'll be fine. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to insist, for your own safety. Stella sighs. Okay, thank you. You can ride up front with me, little lady, if your mama permits. But what about Stella? She hates being in those wheel contraptions. Sure, Earl, you can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You're just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugsby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. Stella is quite stiff next to you, back rigid as she stares out the window, jaw clenched. Oh, my poor Stella. Neither one of us much likes these awful metal beasts. If only I was able to comfort her. Confound this old man who reeks of coffee for keeping us apart. Hey, Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. I guess we just watched a man die. I don't know what else to say. Looks to me like she's just got a bout of car sickness. Must be why she thought walking home sounded like a good idea. Guess whatever y'all saw out in them woods wasn't as bad as an upset tummy. I'm sure she'll be right as rain once we get back down the hill, though she best not try to hurl in the meantime. We wouldn't want Franklin here to have to work late cleaning the squad car. We're only a few minutes away now. Y'all had better keep it together until then. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires give way to an uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. Fox Mulder? Oh my god. Bacon. Sure, you're in town for the funeral. Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on him for us. Make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. Y'all have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchy. And y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. I'm looking around. I don't see any eyeballs. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you want to walk home? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death, which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. They sure seemed a little blasé about a man's death. I can't believe they're waiting until the morning to even start looking for him. Who knows what those things are doing to his body right now? I believe that they are well-intended, if in over their heads. And what's worse is, I think they implied that you're a suspect, even after we showed them all the footage. Even the nest. They're cops. It's their job to pin it on somebody, so of course they'd pick out the out-of-towner. Here's hoping the footage clears my name. Yeah, no kidding. But it's okay. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. Nor will I, though I have little understanding of police work. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to the point either, because we're going to do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about those things. If we can get a clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over there now before it gets any later. Let's do it. Awesome. Let's go. I'm glad you're sticking it out with us. It's always so nice to have an extra companion. Yeah, I was not expecting, like, I thought we could save both, but either the wiki lied or hardcore mode is pretty much a you're gonna get someone killed Regardless. I hope she's still awake. Stella knocks on the door. Ah. Our husband is here. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Stella, I think someone's watching us. She turns to look. Bacon. Jesus. Welcome home. You're finally back where you belong. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. I feel like in my first run through, he said a bit more than... Instead of saying, like, Bacon, welcome home, I feel like he said more. But it's... Oh, God. It's been so long since I played my first run through. You look back, and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you here so late? And who is this? Hi, Miss Forsyth. This is Bacon. Is it okay if we come in? You and Miss Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat or malice. And then the moment passes, and you see only the woman before you. Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sakes, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. This place always has the loveliest of aromas. It's nice to finally meet you, Bacon. I'm so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the Hollower. And now poor Pearlan is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to worry about him. Well, if I'm going to romance him, I should worry about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with some unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know that she died? Oh, Pearlan was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. I never met Pearlan. You don't have to pass your condolences to me. I have no feelings about that woman. That's fair, child. But it seemed like the right thing to do. We need your help. Ah, yes. I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable weird stuff? I'm not sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sorts of unexplainable things are you talking about? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord. Have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They aren't even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about the local wildlife. My daughter has always been a brighter gift for nature than I. This isn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out the card she swiped from her camera and pops it into her phone. I wasn't just about to let the police hold on to this. At least, not before we had a chance to make a copy. Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with the footage anyways. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now, we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest. Within the town limits, yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger? And louder if you can? I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. Kanika? Are we seeing Kanika? You better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika's door is covered with stickers, their edges frayed from recent but failed attempts to remove them. This is a childhood room someone was unhappy to return to. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato. Kanika, it's me. Am I a good potato? I most certainly hope I am. I'm not even keeping the voices accurate. And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Hi, I'm Bacon. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll bring it out here. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? We can watch this without you. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? This is far beyond my ability to contribute. I'll leave the thinking to you humans. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Bacon and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of this. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine, really. I'm okay. You remain silent. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. Whatever happened in the woods, we weren't supposed to see any of that. You're not wrong. These things, my grandmother called them ditchlings. They're a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Bacon with this Tylepo crap. A man just died. Have some respect. Nika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. See, they're harmless, but one killed Duke. So I'm like, what is this? How can you say that? Duke is dead. An unfortunate accident and nothing more. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate, but to see so many in one place. Sybil holds her silence. Jesus, Mom. They've clearly had a rough night. They don't need... It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. Well, we can't rule that out. Not after what we just saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the nest. What were those growths? I could do Kenai or talk to animals and mythical. Sybil is right about these things. I have to agree with Sybil. I could clearly hear them telling us that this place is cursed and to get out while we still can. Spooky stuff. Wait, Are you serious? I couldn't make anything out. It was all just garbled whisperings to me. How interesting. Are you sure you're not just subconsciously rewriting your memories to match my mom's theories? Even if we were to assume for a moment that you and my mom are right, I'd still want to know what they're doing in the woods. Maybe what we're seeing here is some sort of parasitic larval stage, part of their life cycle. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there. Not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I completely forgotten about the tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Bacon get some rest. I ran him ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can still go. I can stay out. I'm still wired from everything that happened. Okay, maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing research. I'll ask around my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now, and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my homemade peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need anything. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Bacon. It's excellent ice or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. What an unfortunately short visit. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. I should probably head back and check on Tabitha. Because I am trying to be nicer to Tabitha in this run-through. That's sweet of you. Are you sure you're okay heading back up the mountain alone? Sybil said that ditchlings were harmless. I think I'll be okay. It's not far. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. You and Stella exchange numbers. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, we're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. Good luck, Bacon. So now we're gonna get like a whole new... oh, this is so cool. Now that I'm alone, is Wayne gonna stop me? Hang on, holy shit. Whenever I'm looking for him. Where are you? You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet Estate alone. Almost home. You've made it. Ow! I was hoping Sam would be like, hello? Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. As you reach for the knob, the door swings open. Where the hell have you been? I called you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and it ended with us watching a man die. How was your night, Tabby? Oh, so you met Stella then. That explains everything. And she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm still all hyped and adrenaline from tonight. I would love to just hang out for a little while, cool down a bit. No, I'm not going to hang out with you. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I sleep. Just go to your room and sleep. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. As you settle into your room, you remember that Stella asked you to call her once you got back. You pull out your phone and call. Hey, how are ya? She sounds a little different, like she's been crying. Did you make it back all right? Yeah, I'm all right. How are you? Totally fine. I mean, as fine as I could be, I guess. You don't have to worry about me. Go get some Z's, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe and warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Oh my god. Ooh! Now we get to watch, like, the little animation at the end. Let's see if there's anything new, since I have, like, a new perspective. Or, like, if we see anything, like, foreshadowing. That's Reese's room. I don't remember this. Like, that's, the little girl's room where the stain is. I think that's the mine? I don't know. That's not the mine. That's the farmer's alpacas. There's something there. I don't know where that is. This is the mines. What's this? Who is that? Who is that shadow? No, this is the dream section. For, like, chapter 3, this is that room. Oh, that's kind of giving you what's gonna happen for, like, future episodes. Interesting. Holy shit. Okay, so we're gonna save it. I do need to be careful. So I'm gonna save it at 9 because I don't want to ruin my original stuff. But we did it. Oh my god, we did it. It's we did hardcore mode and ooh-wee. So that's gonna be hardcore mode. Someone will die. Okay. Honestly, we got extremely lucky with our original run through because no one's died yet. People have gotten injured and, you know, amputated and stuff, but you know, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Hardcore mode, I think it's gonna mess us up though. But thank you so much for watching. I will continue hardcore mode. Excuse me. I'll do the original one and then I'll do hardcore mode. So, we'll continue with hardcore mode, but once we get to the latest chapter, I'll be working on that for my original one, and then we'll jump into hardcore mode, and then we'll be sad. But thank you again for watching.
Bye.